first, what's happening behind the counter? We got a couple of really interesting news articles to share, things I'm excited about. A first in the smartwatch world. We did a whole episode about smartwatches. That was the first one in January, I think, of 2024. You guys should go watch it if you haven't. Samsung has announced that they have received authorization from the FDA to detect, track, and alert users about sleep apnea. Sleep apnea, aside from being difficult to say, is a medical condition in which a person's breathing becomes very shallow or stops altogether while they are asleep. Generally, the lack of oxygen causes people to wake up enough to move or readjust and start breathing again. Aside from being awful for rest, though, sleep apnea can have very serious side effects and lead to things like heart disease and strokes. 39 million Americans are estimated to be living with sleep apnea, but many of them don't actually know it, as diagnosing it requires special monitoring. And if you don't suspect it, you probably won't seek out those tests. All of that can change, though, with this authorization. Simply wearing an equipped Samsung smartwatch will allow the software to detect and identify the condition, which hopefully will mean that millions of people will seek the treatment that they need. Samsung is the first in the industry to have this authorization, but they certainly won't be the last. So if you have another device, stay tuned. I'm sure they'll have that coming up pretty soon. Very exciting. And great news. In just the first 2 weeks of 2024, drug makers raised prices on over 770 medications. But how is that good news, Tyler? Well, it's actually fewer than previous years, according to researchers who track these sorts of things. They said that in 2023, there were 1,425 drugs to get price hikes. And in 2022, that was 1,460. So this is down substantially. Different companies cited different factors as to why they're raising prices. Novo Nordisk blamed inflation. Eli Lilly gets points for honesty for saying it's because they base the value of their drugs on how they're selling and the value in the marketplace. So at least they're being honest about it. While the median increase was 4.5% over the last year, some prices did jump as much as 10%. And if you have prescription coverage, you probably won't notice that right away, but you can rest assured that those premiums will continue to rise through the year as to compensate for the increased costs. So, of course, if you don't have prescription coverage, though, you probably already know this. This isn't news for you at this point. So,
Novo Nordisk blaming inflation is incredible.
Well, I mean,
like, I don't doubt that. I mean, that,
right?
You know, their costs, especially of transporting, etc. But yeah, I mean, that's laughable to me.
I like the honesty of no.
Exactly.
We adjust our prices based on the value in the marketplace, and we've increased value substantially, so we're adjusting our prices.
Demand is booming for those drugs.
It's true. It's true.